All right, so I released a video yesterday on my experience in Playa del Carmen, which was more popular than the average video that I post. So I'm gonna follow up that video with my personal opinion on living in Playa del Carmen, being a digital nomad in Playa del Carmen, and all the reasons why I actually would not go back there. First of all, hope you like the view. I'm here in my apartment in Manizales, Colombia. I mentioned Colombia in that video because I would much rather go to Colombia than I would stay in Mexico, anywhere in Mexico really. I stayed at an Airbnb. The Airbnb was pretty shit, to be honest, and I believe that most of the Airbnbs there are gonna be shit unless you're paying probably $3 grand a month. I'll leave a link in the description to a video of a YouTuber that I've been following. Off the top of my head, I don't remember his name. Let me actually look it up. William Todian, if I'm saying that right. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description to his video. He has a two video series about his stay in an Airbnb in Playa del Carmen where he actually got chlorine poisoning. Overall, the construction in Playa del Carmen is, in Mexico in general, is pretty low quality. Even the hotels, like the very first time that I came to Cancun and I was staying in a hotel, they were doing construction the whole time that I was at this hotel, and you could just see how low quality the work was that was being done on this hotel. On the surface, the hotel looks pretty nice, but the reality is all the structures there are built pretty shitty. Honestly, our Airbnb was pretty low quality too. Our host was an absolute bitch. The air conditioning at this place, it was a pretty big place. It was a loft, or it was like a 2-story loft kind of deal. One of the air conditioners worked very well, but it was in the upstairs where the bedrooms are. It worked a little too well, actually. The other air conditioner worked like shit. She didn't even give us Wi-Fi in this Airbnb. I had to actually connect my Ethernet cable to the router that was right above the door, that was outside of the Airbnb above the door. I connected it to that, and then I ran it through the window and connected it to my laptop and hotspotted that internet to the rest of the devices in the Airbnb. Pretty stupid. She charged us like $1 grand. It was like $1,000 for the month, and we had to separately pay for her electricity bill. So we ended up paying like $1,100 for this raggedy, beat down place. Oh, the other thing too is the noise outside. There was some chicken distributor right outside of our Airbnb that was playing just the stupidest music on repeat. Pretty shitty, as most of them are going to be out there, unless you're ready to drop like $2-3 grand for the month, which is ridiculous, or go to one of those resorts and pay another ridiculous amount for resorts that are not even good quality anyway. So I don't advise staying at a resort there because you're really not going to get the experience of Mexico. At the same time, the Airbnbs are not that much better as far as quality goes. In fact, they're worse as far as quality goes, most of them. But that's the only way you're going to be able to stay in near Fifth Avenue. We were actually pretty far from Fifth Avenue. We were far from the beach, far from the gym, far from Fifth Avenue, far from the majority of the cafes. So first of all, prices there doubled since last year. The majority of the things that you're gonna do are the same as if you were living in the US, really. You're paying $10 to $20 to go out to eat for just basic meals. So you're not gonna pay really anything less than $10 for a meal anyway. Really, realistically, that's US prices. I mean, I haven't lived in the US for a couple months now, so they're probably more like $20, but I don't know. Anyway, so you're paying US prices to go out to eat. You are also paying US prices for the Airbnb. Now, aside from it being US prices, I mean, like I was mentioning, the quality there is lower. You're gonna have mediocre internet in a lot of places. You're gonna have mediocre ventilation and air quality in these Airbnbs, and you're paying pretty close to US prices. What's the point of that? That's not the point of being a digital nomad. The point of being a digital nomad, at least my opinion on it, is to live in places like this where your dollar goes much further, at least compared to US. I mean, like this apartment it's nicer than most apartments that I've had in the US, and I'm paying $500 a month, and if not less than that. Now, for the purpose of being a digital nomad, or at least escaping the matrix like I'm doing, you're not escaping those prices. You're not escaping that kind of quality of life. I don't really see the purpose. Why not just live at the beach in Florida, really? Moving on to work and cafes. I personally don't work at cafes. I don't see how people get any work done at a cafe when it's just loud and there's just people walking in and out all day, the coffee grinders going off. Those cafes in Playa del Carmen were way too loud. And while I was there, I was actually working on making phone calls. The Wi-Fi for making those phone calls was hit and miss at those cafes. And at the same time, it was way too loud to make any kinds of calls. Way too loud, too many people in those cafes going in and out all the time, and Wi-Fi is spotty. Most people go to, I think the cafe is called Al Cacao. Your device will get disconnected from the internet every hour. So every single hour you have to reconnect to the internet. And I don't know how you can get into the state of flow there, but I guess some people do. I don't really see that being very productive. I guess if you're a retiree and you don't really have to work, then great. But if you have to get work done, I don't see how you can get to the state of flow at those cafes. They're way too loud, way too much going on. There's a lot of people that lurk at those cafes. In fact, Playa del Carmen really opened up my eyes to how some of these people make money, how some of these digital nomads make money. And it's by taking advantage of other digital nomads. They try to sell these like courses or health improvement, either products or courses. Everybody there is trying to sell you a course, and they're lurking at these cafes trying to find the opportunity for you to either come up to them or them to come up to you and try to sell you some bullshit course. This is another thing that is pretty disgusting in my opinion, is the fact that a lot of people that live out there survive out there by taking advantage of other digital nomads, by selling them some bullshit course, by I don't know what else they're doing there. But in my experience, I was offered courses a couple times there. In fact, stupidest thing, some dude was trying to sell me an affiliate marketing course who does not even do affiliate marketing himself. Like, these people are fucked. There's a lot of people that are going to be in your friend groups that are just there trying to make money off of you so that they can continue living there. I think Playa del Carmen was where I met the weirdest people that I've ever met in my life. I mean, there was just weirdos, absolute weirdos. Like that place had the most, and this is, I'm not just talking about the people that are tourists there that got the high white socks and the cargo shorts and the sunscreen lathered on for years to come. I'm talking about just the people that live there. I mean, it was just weirdos for days. I did not want to be associated with those people at all. Now, moving on to the gym. I don't know about you, but I'm constantly active. I do jiu-jitsu twice a day out here. As far as going to the gym out there, I paid $50 or more like $60 for a 1 month membership. And on top of that, they charged me an extra $5 for first time setup fee. So Playa del Carmen is actually a place that has started to adopt fees. They've learned from the US that the US, everywhere you go, especially in places like Miami or any popular place in the US, you're gonna have your regular bill, and on top of your bill, you have some kind of fee. So all the gyms, if you sign up for a short period of time, you have this $100 sign up fee or some bullshit. If you go to a restaurant close to the beach, you're gonna have your super expensive bill, and then you're on top of that, you're gonna have some service fee. Playa del Carmen, unfortunately, is one of the places that has started to adopt that overall US fee structure. And this is actually one of many reasons why I decided to leave the US, was you're just being feed to death. I mean, everywhere you go, it's a fee for this, it's a fee for startup fee, service fee, existing fee. You're going to get fees on fees on fees living in the US. You're just going to get feed to death. And unfortunately, Playa del Carmen is adopting this. Overall, I was super disgusted to see that. I was already disgusted enough to see the prices that we were paying, but on top of the prices that we were paying, we were getting charged fees. And the first place that I saw the fee was when I went to sign up to the gym. They charged me an extra $5-10 for first time sign up fee. And my friend who brought me to that gym said, the hell, when I signed up for this gym, they didn't charge me that. So they've been adopting fees, and the gyms obviously is going to be the places that you're going to get charged fees. Another thing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, if you want to go and do things that I like to do, martial arts, you're going to pay US prices anyway. I know a lot of those places are charging $100 a month, if not more. While I was there, I actually didn't even get to do jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or anything. Honestly, didn't see the purpose of going to Playa del Carmen as far as being a digital nomad. Weird people. I mean, I have met some pretty cool people there. There's definitely some pretty cool people that are there or that do go there. But for the most part, the main talk was, oh yeah, Joe Schmo, he left to go to Medellin. And that was the most common thing that I heard there, was a lot of people were leaving that place to go to Medellin. It seems like they're purposefully trying to squeeze people out of there. And where are all those people going? Is to Medellin. I'm going to be releasing a video on why I left Medellin and why I'm here in Manizales instead, and why I'm not going to be living in Medellin anymore. So subscribe to see that video. I spent a lot of time in Medellin. I like the place. I like the people there, but I would not live there again. Aside from that, I've talked about the low quality of the buildings and the Airbnbs that you're going to be staying at there, or even the resorts. Price of everything is just the same price as the US. I don't know what the point of going there is. You might as well just go to Florida. And then the people, weirdos. I would not want to be associated with those people. And a lot of them are just trying to sell you courses anyways. In general, should you go to Playa del Carmen for the purpose of being a digital nomad? And my answer is 100% no.